HEMA is a martial art, a sport, and also a field of study for scholars and enthusiasts. Hello HEMA friends and welcome to this new video. HEMA is getting a little bit more attention nowadays.
These are swords. Maybe you've heard of them.
なっている海外の剣術、これを俗に言うHEMA。
Today I'm visiting a local HEMA school to find out how are people still practicing this in a modern time.
And there is one specific genre of martial arts that I've been told to cover many times now from many people, and so today's the day. So stay tuned because this video is on HEMA.
So today I decided to make a video meant to describe what HEMA actually is. Let's start from the very beginning. HEMA means Historical European Martial Arts and is actually a name to describe a wide variety of martial arts coming from different traditions, historical periods and geographical locations of Europe. HEMA is practiced by wearing modern protections, mostly, and by using steel weapons safe enough to thrust and cut at the opponent with realistic intent. The most practiced weapon around the globe is for sure the longsword, and so it is the one receiving the most attention on average. But there are also many other weapons practiced, such as sword and buckler, rapier, saber, sword and dagger, dagger alone, wrestling and even dual wielding swords, and many others, actually. As you can see, I've shown you a number of historical images. This is because the majority of the knowledge we have nowadays in terms of techniques comes from ancient historical manuals. These manuals had been studied since the birthday of HEMA itself, an event which occurred roughly between the end of the 80s and the beginning of the 90s. Before that, there was indeed people studying historical sources around the globe, but it is only thanks to the advent of the internet that they were able to meet and cooperate to make of HEMA what it is right now. Talking about internet, one of the most important milestones of HEMA is most probably the creation of Wiktenauer, a project started by Michael Chilchester in 2009, a wiki which contains an unbelievable collection of the aforementioned historical sources, now accessible to every enthusiast who wants to learn the ancient ways of sword fighting by themselves. By the way, thank you, Michael. This is just one of the initiatives carried out by single individuals out of pure passion who made the existence of HEMA possible. In fact, some may think that HEMA is a name of a sport federation or of a worldwide organization or something similar, but in reality it's just a name which happened to become popular to describe what we do. It is still unclear to me how it happened to be the name of choice. Most probably, as for the majority of HEMA itself, it just happened at some point, thanks to a smart idea of someone of us. As I mentioned, the sources were and still are kind of crucial to our craft, but with time we were able to figure out the greatest majority of what they were trying to represent, and the more our sword fighters and instructors were getting skilled, the more we were able to go beyond the mere copy-paste of what had been wrote on the manuals, adding to it our personal experiences, which is the result of hundreds and hundreds of hours of drilling, sparring and studying. We passed from technique to tactics and from tactics to psychology, thanks to many committed martial artists who went for years of cross-training and studying other traditions, arts and sports. Despite the apparently casual and organic birth, HEMA is now counting tens of thousands of fencers all around the globe, from Australia to Japan to Brazil, the US, France, Italy, Sweden, Mexico, you name them. From the initiative of a bunch of enthusiasts to a worldwide movement with common intentions, interests, passions and objectives. Equipment and sword makers such as Pes, Cold Steel, St. Mark, Red Dragon, Ragaye, Siki, Enzifer, and many others are now thriving thanks to this huge movement of people. Every year, dozens of books are published, clubs are founded, and tournaments are held. Speaking about tournaments, they are the most flashy and the relatively young part of the environment, since when people started to get proficient enough in their craft, they wanted to test their skills against each other. Nowadays, tournaments are getting more and more popular, and the YouTube channels showcasing and analyzing tournaments exchanges are rising due to this. The modern practice of HEMA mainly represents unarmored fighting. That's why you see all these people fencing in modern plastic gear. The objective is to represent Blossfechten, namely fencing without the armor, which historically speaking relates to civilian life fights and self-defense scenarios, duels, of course, and in some cases even sport events. The modern equipment doesn't represent historical armor or partial bits of armor, but someone fencing in civilian clothes. For the armored part of fencing, there is an entire branch of HEMA which studies the way of fighting in armor, by of course wearing actual armor and using actual techniques meant to overcome the passive defense offered by the armor itself. So, HEMA is a series of ancient martial arts, once dead, now revived and revitalized. It is also a modern sport in which you can compete, sword in hand, against good friends at your club and strong opponents on the tournament field. It is history and research. It is all of these at the same time. You just have to pick the flavor you want, find a bunch of like-minded friends, and have fun. By the way, check the HEMA Alliance Club Finder down below, in the comment section. It is one of the best ways to find a club around you. Very good people, I hope you will find this video useful in some ways. Thanks for watching as always. Remember to check out my Patreon, link in the description if you want to support me and especially the channel. Thanks for watching again and see you next time.